The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Prosigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCSTV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Hello everyone, welcome to Madison County Sports TV. We're at Madison Central High School tonight as the Lady Indians take on the Lady Cardinals of Scott County. My name is Donald Foster. I'm joined with Doug Sally. I was going to say Doug Salee.
No, just pronounced Sally.
Sally. Should be a very interesting ball game tonight, Doug, with the defending regional champs and one of the top teams in the 11th region.
That's right. Scott County is rated very highly, one or two, depending on who you talk to. They've got two of the four top players in the region, and they're looking for big things this year. Central, on the other hand, is kind of rebuilding, and they've got a couple of fine seniors that are coming back from last year's squad, but they don't have a lot of playing experience, and Coach Cooksey is anxious to see how they respond to Scott County tonight.
It is going to be different to watch them without Lyron Brooks, the Feldhouse on the floor, along with Heather Hinkle, and I know I'm leaving someone out from last year's team. It's a new-look team.
Anytime you lose two Division I players like Central did last year, it's going to be a little proving ground for these younger players as they start the new year.
Big shout-out to Lyron Brooks up in Indiana. She is one of their top players. Freshman of the week.
Been Big Ten Player of the Week twice, and Coach Cooksey's had a chance to see her play three times, I think, and she's doing an excellent job. Ashton Fieldhouse coming off the bench for Butler and also playing 14 or 15 minutes for them, doing a good job there.
Opening tips controlled by Scott County. As we said, Scott County is number one in the region. They're top 15 team in the state preseason.
Central's opening up man-to-man.
Keep an eye on number 24, I believe it is, Tarika Gwynn of Scott County. She is probably one of the top two players in the region, if not the top player in the region. Averaged 16 points last year and 11 rebounds as a junior. Free throws up and good. That's Adriana Christopher at the line. She is their second best player. She is also one of the top 5-6 players in the region. She knocks both down.
Scott County's coming out with a 2-2-1, about a three-quarter court press. And Coach Helton was talking about how he was going to try to mix up the defenses and look for them to pressure the ball full court.
Hard to play a press defense, though, with the new rules in basketball, as you see the foul committed on the outside.
Well, Coach Helton and I were talking for the game, and he said, it's not only a change for the players, but for the coaches, the way they teach.
Bosley off the mark.
Because he's used to teaching a certain way, arm bars and kind of pushing people out on the floor, and he's had to adjust his teaching methods this year.
Turnover Cardinals over to the Indians. Used to coach as well as when I used to coach, and it is a whole different way now. Yeah, we used to teach arm bars and all kinds of little tricks.
Well, you never cross the lane clean.
No.
That's what you taught anyway.
Yeah, you bump a cutter.
That's right.
No more bumping the cutter. A little sloppy here in the early going is back-to-back turnovers. One from the Indians, one from the Cardinals. Down to 7 minutes, 2-0 on 2 free throws.
Scott County looks like they're trying to get the ball inside to start off.
Shade with the rebound. Shade Bosley, the little sister, if you will, of Kenja Bosley. She is committed to play at Cleveland State next season.
Already has signed. That's correct.
A 1-4 high look. .41 is Raven Kane. He had the ball a second ago. Central starters with Shade Bosley, number 5 Bailey O'Brien, 41 Kane. As somebody didn't get back on defense. Lindsey John starts along with Charity Mack, 45.
And we got a little half-court trap. Drop their 2-2-1 back a little bit more. See if they trap here as soon as it crosses his line.
Bailey O'Brien's going to run the point this season. Takes it down the lane. Out of control. Stolen back by Kane. Central is 2-0 on the season, I believe. And Scott County has played one game.
Scott County beat Sayers 62-38 on December 9th, and Coach Helton was looking for a bigger test tonight.
He should have a bigger test here. Travel. I was going to say, if he calls a foul.
Looked like a pretty good back tip there. So
I thought it was, and they ended up with the travel call.
Well, Scott County dropped out of their half-court trap and went into a man the last time. Let's see what they do this time.
Well, trap wasn't doing much for him. O'Brien one-on-one into the lane kick. Off the mark. Rebound by Johns.
Good job tracking that down. Those long shots produce long rebounds.
First
Young was
basket
able to
of the
track
game.
that down. I'm sorry, Johns.
It's Haley Christensen with the basket. Put Central on the board. Now they trail 4-2, 5 minutes to go. Offensive rebound, put back. Number 24, Gwynn.
That was an area of concern for Coach Cook, said how they were going to match up with her and keep her off the boards.
Good early season matchup, though, against one of the top teams in the state.
Well, Central's playing an awfully competitive schedule this year, and this is one of the early tests for them. We're going to play quite a few of the top teams in the region and the state along the way this year.
Travel. Well, until someone beats them, they are the defending regional champs.
That's right, and that does a lot for your girls' confidence. They've been involved in that. They know what it takes to be at that high level.
Of course, all these girls were here for the 2 regionals. A lot of these kids have played in state tournament action.
That's right, great experience for them.
Nice take by O'Brien.
Was good little spin move. Use the glass well.
Now you want to get back on defense really quick.
Scott County's looking to push the ball, make or miss.
Basketball was 32. That's to 4. She's a senior guard. Lost the grip on it.
DeFore is their designated shooter, so to speak. She's supposed to be the one they look for outside scoring.
Down to 3:50. It's 8-4. Scott County on top. Nice little take by 44. That's Lauren Bohm.
Yeah, they had that high post rub, and then the high post came out and screened for the wing, screen low and row action, and got into the lane, got one.
Came over to help. Looks like we have a 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll just stay here since we've already been here 15 seconds of it. As we said, last time these teams matched up was last year in the first round of the regional tournament. Central won 58-56. Probably their closest game of the regional tournament.
We got to win by 2. When you get to the state tournament, you've probably been tested if you come out of the 11th region.
What we said the other night in the boys' game, whoever comes out of the 11th is normally the favorite.
They're one of the favorites in the state. 6th, 7th, and 11th. Those are 3 really strong regions usually.
Trout in the backcourt. Break.
Scott County matching up after they break the press with the man-to-man.
Shaday's wanting the ball down low, and they're not going to let her have it.
They're dropping off of
Christian with a turnover.
Dropping off of Kane there to try to give help inside.
And turnover over to Central. Not quite sure about that call, but Indians will take it. Once again, it's a little, looks like a 2-2-1 3/4.
Mm-hmm. Central's handled the pressure pretty well so far.
They have. Basket by 33. It's Haley Christian with the basket.
Did a good job having her feet set and ready to shoot when she caught it.
It's one thing these young players need to learn early is be ready to shoot at all time. Good defense by Shaday down low to alter the shot. Central running with it.
Did everything but finish. Took the ball hole really well that time.
Just couldn't get to the drop. Ten to 6. Scott County on top. 2:20 to go. Opening quarter of play at Madison Central High School. Oh, that's got to be illegal. Yeah, she definitely moved on that pick.
Bosley's matched up with a guy, and she's kind of sloughing off of her also on this other end. So I think she's in there for help.
Scott County's going to stay in her man defense. Three-point attempt. Just off the mark. Nice rebound inside by Shaday. Should be going to the line for 2.
Physically, she matches up with anybody with Scott County and looks to be a little bit stronger than the Scott County players. So I look for her to really do a good job on the boards tonight.
You know, last year was the first year she'd played organized basketball.
You know, and Coach Cooksey was talking about that and how her offensive skills are just now coming along, and so she's going to make a lot of improvement this year.
Second one up and good. A lot of people were a little surprised she signed with Cleveland State as early as she did, considering she hadn't played basketball for a year.
She's real athletic, and I'm sure she's had some driveway confrontations with the brother.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. She comes from a good background. Ken John, his family is very athletic, part of the programs over the years. I believe he had an uncle play at
Madison. Playing with for Happy Osborne down there.
He is. I think he's playing with a couple of kids from Kentucky. Shot up. Off. It's good.
Happy, the longtime coach. He's back in the college ranks.
Yeah, Happy coached 1 year at Montgomery County after coming from Tennessee Tech. Now he's back in college.
Right, he spent so many years over at Georgetown.
Nice steal. Still and taking it all the way. Just couldn't finish. And we have a foul on here on the Indians. It's on Haley. It's her first. It's only the second on the Indians. They fought back to tie the game now at 10 all. It's like they're wanting to work it down low.
They've been looking inside.
Ball's loose.
Gwen and Guy.
Double that.
Had a little side spin on that shot. It looked a little funny coming off her hand.
I think she was shocked she was that open. Nice take.
Tell you what, Central's aggressive. They're taking the ball to the hole.
Got to get back on defense, though. .30 seconds flat left, opening quarter.
You can tell DeFore has the green light. She came down and shot it off the first pass.
Yeah.
She's probably a foot or two behind the three-point line.
As you said, she might be the designated shooter. Just jack him up. Indians on top by 2 with 30 seconds left. See what they can do with the last 30 seconds.
Good backdoor cut.
Had the back door if they got it free. Way off the mark. Rebounded inside by Shade and put back up. Bosley with a nice rebound and put back. And we're going to have a foul on the Indians.
Both teams doing a good job pushing the action.
Both teams, yeah, they're both taking in really aggressive to the basket. 4 seconds left. Find the shooter. Coach Cooksey's screaming. That's going to be a foul on Shade.
They had a pick-the-picker action on that box set, and the first screener came off the second screen, and she was wide open.
Otis playing basketball. Team foul number 4 in the Indians. .6 seconds left.
You want to make sure your players are aware they're going to have a long way to go here.
Throw it in, and I think they're just going to throw it in and hold it.
They're going to be content.
15-11. Lady Indians on top after 1 quarter. As we go to break, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Madison County, EMA.net. 15-11 after the first quarter of play. Indians on top. We'll be back for the second quarter of action after this timeout.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at MadisonHVACR.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Prosigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
action at Madison Central High School for second quarter. Indians on top, 14-12. Look at the score change. Time out there.
They get a little scoreboard error.
Indians have the ball. Puts up a three, no good.
Central's getting good looks. You know, they're taking the ball to the hole well, and they're getting some good spot up three-pointers.
They are getting good looks. And doing pretty good on the defensive end as well, I mean.
They've done a good job keeping the ball off the post for the most part, and they're only allowing one shot, so.
That's huge right there.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a pretty small guard-oriented team, Coach Cooksey said, go to the basket. Don't pull up for the three. Be aggressive, take it in her. Especially now with the new rules, every time you go to the basket, you can at least get fouled.
It seems that way. There's Bosley coming off to help again.
We have a foul underneath. Shade gets the ball. Gets the rebound.
Shade's coming off in the lane. She did a good job double teaming that time.
Caden John's back into the ball game for the Lady Indians.
Little cross screen, they're looking for Bosley in there. Good job, a little high-low action.
They're going to worry about Shade down low. Raven should have a field day up their elbow extended.
Well, they came off.
Nope.
Left
Shot
it
is
alone.
up.
She filled it up.
Over the back. No call. Put back. Appeared to be over the back to me. 16-14 Indians on top. Bailey O'Brien's getting down there. She just can't get him to fall. Raven with the rebound. Looking to run again is Bailey.
There's that situation where a point guard goes to the basket and Central was caught with nobody back. They were lucky that time.
Long shot for Shade. Not exactly her shot of choice. Down low in a double team and still got it to fall.
It's a tough shot.
Tough shot for 24. That's Gwen.
Well, she's their leader.
Now, Gwen, as far as I know, hasn't decided on a college choice. She's a senior. No foul. She was able to knock it loose, but Scott County gets it, puts it in, takes a 2-point lead. 5.5 to go, second quarter.
Central just gets some of these open shots to fall. I mean, they could push
down low,
push their lead out a little bit.
And Shade is fouled underneath, on the floor. That's it. If we just get a couple shots to fall, Central would be fine. They'd be up by 6-8 points.
Now, they've done a good job getting open looks. Scott County man-to-man on the out of bounds.
No one matched up with her, so Raven took a shot, made it.
Good smooth release. That's their second shot from that area.
If they're going to worry about Shade down low, and she can knock that down consistently, she's going to have a great season. The bank is open late. She banks into three.
Got to call that.
5 minutes left first half. Bringing her down. Kick out. Fouled.
Oh.
No call. Raven throws it back in. Or Johns did.
I think Scott County got away with one there.
They did. Shade, nice offensive rebound and putback. Tell you, Shade has improved over last season.
Tell you what, with all the talk about Gwen, Bosley is the inside performer so far.
She says, what about me? Oh, somebody got backdoored. You got to box them out. Got to box out, ladies.
Well, that was the big worry tonight, how they could handle Scott County on the boards.
23-20. Scott County on top. Brian drives, hands off, shot off the mark. Rebound by Kane, and now a jump ball. Scott County on the alternate possession. Sub coming into the ball game.
Willoughby.
Emily Willoughby checks in.
She's a sophomore.
Central's kind of young this year, I believe. Got some young kids playing some key time.
Young in age and experience.
Yes. And we have the double dribble call.
Kane's doing a good job fighting for position there defensively against Gwynn.
Raven Kane has improved quite a bit over last season.
She's had a nice game so far.
She came in last season off the bench some and played a little timid in my opinion. This year she's finding her shot and nice little take.
Well, she's not going to be deferring to other players like last year when you have Brooks and Feldhouse in the lineup. You know, you're not looked to do as much. But this year,
someone's got to score.
She's going to be expected to do a lot more.
Get it up top. Takes it down the lane, puts it up, and just off. Shade with another offensive rebound. And put out, and good. Willoughby with the three-point basket.
Tell you what, she's not shy. She came off the bench firing.
She's all warmed up already. Rebound comes down. Scott County puts it up, no good. Another offensive board, taken down by Kane. Willoughby brings up the floor at 2:50 to go. Tie ball game. And we have a foul call against Scott County. Tell you what, Scott County has to be a little surprised by how close the game is.
I'll tell you, Central was ready to play tonight. I think they've shown that they're not intimidated at all by Scott County.
I mean, honestly, people looking across the state's going to see the score if they see it at halftime and be a little surprised by it.
Nice little cross screen action there on the 1-4 set.
Got to get back on defense.
Foul charge to number 30, Calvary Christian. That is her second and the team's fifth.
Second foul, team 6. Here on out, Scott County is in the bonus. Snide back into the ball game, 21. Checks in for Haley Christensen.
Coach Cooksey said she's going to be pretty much the sixth man this year so far.
1 point lead for the Indians. Nice take. Finally, O'Brien gets one to fall. Right back at you.
Two good moves on each end of the floor.
Nice take in the middle of the lane. Just going to get you fall.
I want you to
little one with the rebound.
She's mixing it up with the big girls.
The little one gets in there and says, I can rebound. I've got to find a shooter. Trap right there. Christopher off the mark. Rebounded by Shade. Leading the break is the big post. Oh, come on. Got to knock down the bunnies. And we get a whistle. Foul goes against Scott County.
Good job of following the play. A lot of players will kind of slow up at half court if they see one of our teammates getting ready to shoot a layup, but you can pick up so many garbage baskets if you just run the floor and hustle and pick up that garbage coming off the rim sometimes.
How many times have you seen a player stop at half court and just watch?
Exactly.
At the bonus will be 41. That is Raven Kane. I did the boys game last night against Clark County, which Central pulled out in double overtime. A lot of missed free throws, though, in that game both ways.
That can be a killer, especially in a tight game.
Just ask UK Calipari.
That's hurt them twice this year already.
Kane knocks them both down. Central with a 3-point lead. Minute and a half to go. Quick game. And we are tied. Putting a lot of pressure now on the ball. Bailey handles it well. Swing it. She lost it out of bounds. Turnover, Indians.
You got to like the way she's penetrating, though. She's doing a good job getting in into the lane. On this other end, we have Bosley matched up against Hawkins now. And Hawkins hit that shot just a minute ago, and we'll see if Bosley's able to still stay in and help in the paint.
Good job by Kane. Knock it loose.
If Hawkins can continue to hit shots from the outside, that's going to change some strategy down here.
Yeah, do we really need a post player going out there to play defense up top? Ball was a little low at her feet. She just couldn't handle the ball and out of bounds off Shade Bosley.
A lot of traffic in there that time on that pass.
Tie game 29-all. 49 seconds to go. If you're Central, I think you're pretty happy with it right now, considering they could be on top. They knocked down a couple of easy shots.
There's Hawkins again. That's two she's hit from out there.
May have to switch that off. Put someone else on her. Nice take by Bailey. O'Brien with a nice take. Back to within one are the Lady Indians. She's going to drive, get the foul, but not the basket.
Foul charge to number 21, Casey Schneid, her first.
Schneid's first. At the line is number 2, Brittany Ward, 2 shots.
She's just a freshman.
No, you see a lot of young kids now playing a lot of varsity minutes.
Especially in the girls. They seem to mature quicker. And they come up from middle school
now
after
they're
their
press.
season in the fall.
Full court press. They're going to. Bailey breaks it all the way down the lane and misses another layup.
Well, she's had some tough luck on some of those.
She has. Ball knocked out bounds off Raven Kane. 10 seconds to go.
Let's see what Scott County does these last 10 seconds.
That's something else you got to worry about in girls basketball as well. Got to fix my hair before the play. She's going to take it down the lane, put it up and in.
Tough shot.
And just like that, Scott County going to take the lead into halftime, 35-31. Very good half, though, for the Lady Indians, I mean. You have to be happy with that. Send it down to Samantha Burford.
All right, Coach. This first half of the game, what do you think? I mean, typical what you thought early in the season?
Yeah, I think we're playing pretty well. We're matching their intensity. We're doing what we planned on doing. We got to hit some layups and we got to hit some shots. And if we do that, we're in pretty good shape, I think.
Yeah. So offensively, you've taken a lot of shots. Some just aren't falling tonight.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of easy layups. We've missed a lot of easy wide open shots. We hit those, we're in good shape.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at MadisonHVACR.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter. Or like us on Facebook, MCSTV. And of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Prosigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Prosigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Back to Madison Central High School. Halftime is over. Third quarter is about to tip. 35-31, Scott County on top. Halftime stats, anything stand out to you, Doug?
Well, first thing that grabbed my attention was Central out-rebounded Scott County 24-18, and that being a big concern coming in. I'm sure Coach Cooksey was pleased with that. Looks like Scott County's opening up in a little 1-2-2 zone right here.
See if they trap out of it, perhaps. Seems like Scott County's been hurt by the inside game a little bit.
They have. Bosley's done a great job, and then Kane has been a key factor so far. She's hit some open shots, and, you know, not to be overlooked is her defensive effort and how she's kept the ball from Gwen down there on the post so much. She's been matched up with her, and you can see that right now. She's done a good job denying the ball for the most part. Now, that time she let it come in a little too easy.
Offensive putback for Scott County. Shanae Bosley led the Indians in scoring with 6 points. Take that back. Raven Kane had 8.
Raven Kane had 8, and she did a good job hitting that open shot when they were focusing on Bosley inside. She ended up with some open looks and hit those. Had a couple free throws also.
Billy O'Brien had 6. Had some hard luck, though. She was 3 of 9. Had a couple shots rim out on her.
She's got to keep taking those, though, because she's getting into the paint. She's doing a good job getting to the rim. Just got to finish.
Way to be patient by the Indians. No shot clock in high school. Find a shot you like.
Here's a corner look right here. They're trying to set up. Scott County played it well. You know, Central really did a good job getting into the paint the first half, and I'm thinking that's probably why Scott County's opening up in this zone.
All the talk of Gwen for Scott County, she had 10 points in the opening half.
Yeah, and we were talking at halftime there. I think either 2 or 3 of those baskets were putbacks on offensive rebounds.
She had 4 rebounds, 3 offensive. Trying to get a corner shot open. That's it. Drive it down. Mishandled by Shade.
Good play, though. They had the right idea.
It was there. It'll be there later. Central just had, I believe, 7 turnovers in the first half. Too easy down low. Way too easy.
They ducked her in the lane, and she was able to get the step.
And a timeout.
On Kane that time.
Timeout to the Indians. We'll take a timeout with them. Before we go, we'd like to thank some more of our sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Luxury Pet Services, and Linville Insurance. We'll be back after this short timeout. 39-31, Scott County on top. Be back after this timeout.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at MadisonHVACR.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call.
Back to Madison Central High School after the timeout by the Lady Indians. Indians down by 8. After being down by 4 to begin the quarter.
Scott County looks like they've gone back man-to-man here.
Another turnover for the Indians. You know, the first 3 minutes of the opening second half, crucial. Once again, inside.
You can tell that's their MO this half, is they're pushing the ball inside.
Everything's gone inside so far. 10-point lead now. Indians have to get a basket. Can Ford let this game get farther out of reach? Turnover. As we said, Scott County top team in the 11th region preseason, top 15 team overall in the state. Basket off the mark, but offensive rebound once again. Nice no-look pass for the basket.
Really pretty pass there from Christopher. She's actually one of the top-rated teams in the region too.
Yes.
So
a lot of people, they expect Scott County and Lafayette to be the top 2 teams in the region this season. A little bumping down low, and they're going to get Scott County. It's Guy with the foul. Snide back in the ball game for the Lady Indians.
good look.
Good look, just can't get him to drop. Got to get back on defense.
Well, there's a difference in getting back and sprinting back.
It is.
And sometimes players don't realize that until they see the ball going in the basket.
Till they're beat, then have to foul. Free throw up and good.
Beam is just a freshman, number 44 at the free throw line.
That's what I was
now.
looking at. She's just a freshman. She's hit some shots.
Hawkins girl checks back in. She was a key there at the end of the first half, I thought.
44-31. Cardinals on top. 4.5 to go, third quarter.
It's interesting.
Lady Indians get to score.
Excuse me. It's interesting. Scott County, after that timeout, came back out and went back to their man defense. They've done a little better job than they have the first half.
Snod needs to learn to do that little ball fake and get it down to her.
Nice
Once
pass
again,
inside. She really rifled that in there. Now you look up and it's 46-31 all of a sudden.
They are on a 11-0 run over the Lady Cardinals. Nice look and a foul. Let's take by Snide.
Did a good job seeing that crease in the defense there. Took it to the hole strong.
Team second on Scott County in the half. And we break the streak of 11.
This is a crucial time in the game for Central because they played right with Scott County the whole first half, and now you're in this danger zone where you can lose contact with the team.
Okay. Central got punched in the mouth. Let's see if they can respond back. Knocks them both.
Central's gone zone now. A little 1-2-2.
They're getting beat inside. Look at that nice little rocket pass.
Oh, they have got to be aware of going inside.
We are not happy. Full timeout to the Indians. We'll take his timeout with them. Scott County on top, 48-33. We'll be back after this timeout.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Prosigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Back to action at Mass Central. It's a 15-point lead for the Cardinals now. 3:30 to go.
And look at Scott County. They've changed back again. After the last two timeouts, they have changed defense, which is a good coaching move because you get coaches on the other end drawing up something for the defense they've been seeing, and then you come out of the timeout and you see a different look.
Sprint back.
Well,
long distance three. Good. Wow.
Well, that kid's a shooter, Hawkins. That's the third long one she's hit tonight.
We've seen Hawkins hitting this floor before, but it's usually for us, and his name is Dominique, not Bailey. There you go.
She's been solid tonight.
Nice take by Raven. Be nice to get this down to about 10 points or less before the end of the third.
This is an important 2.5 minutes, that's for sure. They've got to be aware of where Gwen is inside.
Yep.
She's floating along that baseline, and Christopher has done an excellent job of finding her. Those two have pretty much taken over the game the last couple minutes here.
The inside presence of Scott County, though. Inside presence, as I said, though, Scott, they've just come out in the second half and just got some baskets inside and made a statement. 2-minute mark, still 51-35. Indians trail. Now we have a man-to-man look and throws it away.
Cutter quit on her cut, and the passer didn't
react to it.
Yep.
Same team. Bailey kicks it, picks it up. That's not Bailey. There's O'Brien getting back. Oh, good foul.
Not a bad foul there. You know she's going to go in there and finish.
She's going to get the easy basket, make them earn it.
Going to have to earn it from the free throw line. That's right.
Snide with the turnover a moment ago. But as you said, though, a lot of young kids on the Central Ball Club haven't played some key minutes. And it's only the third game they've played now, varsity, most of them.
Right, and you know that you can look at that two different ways. That's an awful big hurdle for them this early. But at the same time, you play a team like this, you find out what your weaknesses are early, and it gives your coaching staff and the players something to work on in practice.
No disrespect meant when I say I'd rather play Scott County, Lafayette than I had a team such as a Bergen or Model or someone that you should be able to easily defeat. A Jackson County who's rebuilding right now. This kind of a game gives you a whole lot more than an easy victory.
Right, and there's a place for an easy game every now and then to help develop your bench. But you're right, you're going to get a lot more out of these games in the long run.
So we're going to see Scott County once again come regional time.
Could very well do it.
Nice steal. Got her head up, looking ahead. And that is Haley Christian with a shot off the mark.
Good job keeping alive.
Very good job. We're under a minute now, 52-35. Shooting some long-distance rainbow shots.
There's Gwen again.
Going for the three-point play.
So active inside.
She is very active. There is a reason why she is top player in the region. Third quarter has definitely been something not to reflect on if you're an Indian fan. 4 points.
You're down 19 now with 40 seconds to go.
Shot is blocked.
That's Gwen again.
33 seconds. Find the shooters.
Let's see if they hold for one. It looks like they may do that.
It appears they're just going to try to find the one shot.
I always find it interesting to see what strategy they use for this last shot, see who they're going to go to. Of course, you'd think Christopher or Gwen might be on the important part of the play. There's Hawkins that came off a little rub.
Looking, fall away, up no good. Rebound Shadday. That ends the third quarter, 54-35. Cardinals on top. Before we go take our break, I'd like to thank once again our sponsors, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Madison County, EMA.net. End of 3, Central Trails 54-35. Be back for the fourth quarter after this. Timeout.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at MadisonHVACR.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call.
Back to action in fourth quarter. Indians trail 54-35. Lady Indians outscored in the third quarter 19-4.
Nice little left-handed runner. She is left-handed to 4, but it's still a nice shot on the baseline. Now, Scott County has really picked up their defensive intensity this half, and they've done a good job keeping Central out of the paint, which, you know, Central hurt them the first half doing that.
Get it to the post.
Nice left hand. Don't see too many of those true hook shots anymore. That was nice.
Important now for the Indians just to work on basic fundamentals here.
Now they've got a defensive switch. Now they've moved Bosley on Gwen.
Little roll.
Kane has shifted over. She's guarding Hawkins right now. You know, they really did a good job limiting Bosley's touches down here for Central. They being Scott County.
.6:44 to go, 56-37. And turnover.
That was supposed to be a flare screen there for the 4 and didn't really develop.
Subs into the ball game for the Lady Indians. Johns and Willoughby back in.
Willoughby did a good job that first half. Let's see if she can come in and maybe spark them a little bit.
Johns with the basketball. Over to Kane. Kane traveled.
Yeah, got in a hurry.
Wonder if they were going to call it or not.
Kind of a surprise she was so open, I think.
6-minute mark. Nice steal by Raven. Over to Bailey. Bailey said, take it all the way. Bailey gets in there and gets nowhere to go, it looks like. She's getting a little carried away. Got too far underneath the basket on that. Got lucky to get bailed out by the foul.
You like to...
Shot is up and good.
Real nice release on that free throw. She's a nice player. She's had some bad luck coming in and finishing plays tonight, and you'd like to see a player just stay aggressive and keep taking that ball to the hole. And she hasn't stopped doing that.
I think Central thought, half team thought we were impressed, the other half didn't.
Sometimes a press, you may not get someone to turn it over, but you invite a quick shot.
That's it.
And they shot off the first pass right there and got the ball going the other way now.
Lindsay tried to feed the post even though it really wasn't there.
Scott stay with that.
Lindsay.
Scott stay with that man-to-man even in the out-of-bounds play there.
Way to get back, knock it loose. Kick, shot, good. No. Right spot. Good shot up.
Willoughby's missed the last two, but you thought they both were going in, and she's a confident shooter.
Been a game of two halves for the Indians.
Well, you never
First
know
half
what
played really well.
You never know what was said in that locker room at halftime.
That's it.
Scott County, Coach Helton.
Oh, I'm sure Scott County was a little upset, you know, coming in thinking we're supposed to be this much better, and now you're letting them play with you. Indians have heart, though.
Christopher
turnover
on the dribble.
Get it up. Go pick it up. You're fine. Now we're going to see a little press action.
Central's got to do something to try to up the tempo and try to get back in the game.
Inside position down low for who else? Gwen with the putback.
She's taken over the game this half, no doubt.
Raven traveled.
Yep.
But all in all, she's played a really nice ball game, though.
Very solid player for Central. She's going to
subs in for Scott County. Bass subs. It's like a 1-2-2 perhaps. And easy basket. Gwen is a really nice ball player.
Christopher did the hard work on that. Broke the press on the dribble.
Run, run, run. Willoughby with the foul. It's only the team fourth. Emily Foltz into the ball game.
Granddaughter of longtime coach Bill Foltz here.
Yep. Bill was my principal when I was here.
Used to coach against Bill when I was over Clark County. He did an outstanding job with the teams over here.
4:12 to go, 63-40. Scott County on top. Raven steps in, shot is up, just off the mark. Foul is on Bosley.
Central's just not got that early position against Gwynn in the second half like they did the first half. It's really hurt them.
A shake and bake action. Took it over to 3:40 to go. Today working hard down low, wanting it. Emily Foltz with a shot off the mark. Travel. If you're Scott County, how long do you leave your players in? Gwen and Christopher.
Well, it's going to be about that time to get some of the players off the bench. 23-point lead with 3 minutes to go. Early in the season, though, a lot of coaches like to leave those players out and get as many minutes as they can under their belt. A lot of these players have played a JV game already, the ones over on the bench, but it always helps to get them in a varsity game, give them that.
I like getting them action, varsity action. Jump ball over to Madison Central on jump ball. I'm always afraid of injuries.
Injuries is one thing, and you know, like we talked about, you got to develop your bench along the way, and this is a good opportunity to do that. 2:50
to go. Looking over the bench for the play. Motion underneath. To Kane. No good, but she draws the foul.
You had a reversal of roles that time. You had Bosley setting the screen and Kane coming to the block. The first half, it was the other way around. And Bosley rolled to the high post where Kane has been coming to the high post and getting some of those shots. Kane did a good job getting to the foul line, though.
We have a foul out. As Lauren Beam is fouled out.
I think that was Guy that fouled out, number 40. Is that correct?
What's that?
I think that might have been number 40 that fouled out.
Okay.
Guy.
Instead of Beam.
Now, Central's got to watch right here. They have, well, Scott County brought the player down, but they had two in the front court already, and Central only had one back. They've adjusted, though.
Shot is short. Today with the offensive board and one.
Really good job.
Nice job by Shade.
Went after that ball, and then she put her body right into the defender and was able to draw the foul.
Bosley with the basket and the free throw makes it 63-44 now. And a turnover. Like you said, sometimes, the press really doesn't force it. They just makes them hurry it up.
That's right. You may not come out with a steal, but you force them to make a quick decision, and that time the pass just a little over her head.
What happens right there just happened. O'Brien off to Kane. Raven down the lane. Misses, get her own rebound, puts it back up, and gets the basket. She lost it, recovered. Raven with the rebound, looking to run, 2 minutes to go. O'Brien finally gets one to fall. No. Throwing it too far back and out of bounds.
This game may be a little out of reach, but Scott County sure hasn't backed off anything.
We have a timeout to Scott County. It's a 30-second. We'll take it with them. 1:48 to go. Scott County 63. Madison Central 48.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Prosigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Going to go down as a loss for the Indians, but they played hard in the opening half. Very nice first half for the Indians. They kept it to within 4.
And, that's something that later on down the road, if they were to meet again, Central players can look back and say, we can compete with this team. Just didn't do it the whole game.
O'Brien with 2 free throws, misses the first. Third quarter is the undoing.
It was
19-4. Not many teams can overcome a quarter like that. Getting outscored by 15.
How much you want to bet Coach Helton talked about game management that time out, being up and playing with the lead?
Sure he did. Comes a Trout. Staying in it. Stay in it. A cheapo foul.
Foul charge to number 5, Bailey O'Brien. That is her third, and team 6.
90 seconds left. Indians still playing hard. O'Brien back up, short. Kane with the rebound. Got to get it out. She does. Ball may have been blocked. Out to Raven. Back up and good.
I'll tell you what, she is Johnny on the spot. Got a good nose for the ball.
Tell you what, Raven has greatly improved from last season. Raven, I believe she was like the 7th, 8th girl off the bench, and she has really improved. And Central needs that. They needed some players to step up, and she's one of them that has stepped up.
You know, a lot of times people step into the role that they're expected to.
Yeah.
And this might be the case.
52 seconds, we're playing keep away. It's a 63-51 ball game. Finally get a foul on Bailey.
The last couple minutes, they've made this score a lot more respectable.
Yes.
It was 60-40, and now you look up and it's 63-51. So you had an 11-3 run here by Central.
Team foul number 7, bet the line for the bonus. And they get the first to fall.
Well, the Hawkins kid really has a really nice shot on. Does a good job for him.
She really does.
They were talking about DeFore being the shooter. I believe she may be the shooter on the team.
It's nice to have many options at shooting. Somebody to shoot the ball. Looking for a nice shot. Going to try 3. And it's in.
Willoughby again.
Willoughby with a basket. Down to 15. Hey, they've knocked the lead down to 9.
They just run out of time here. They could play another 4 or 5 minutes. This might be a different story.
Scott County gave up a little early, didn't they? I mean, got content, gave it up.
Adriana Christopher will be at the line for a 1-on-1 bonus. Returning from Scott County is number 14, Rachel Young, replacing number 2.
Very impressive for the Lady Indians. I mean, I look up and it is 65-54. If you're Coach Cooksey, you're looking for something to take away. You played with them in one half, and you made a big run on them late. Knocked 2 more off. That's going to be the ball game. It's going to be 65-56. Now, that's 9 points. But very good game for the Indians overall, in my opinion. I mean, coming in, playing the number 1 team in the region.
Well, you take away the third quarter and then like the first half of the fourth quarter,
yes.
And Central was right there with them if they didn't outplay them.
That's it. Jack Burford, Chevrolet player of the game. I believe it's going to be number 41, Raven Kane.
Well, Raven was all over the court. She did a good job.
She was very nice.
Rebounded the ball, played good post defense, hit the open shot.
No, early on when they were really getting on Shade down low, she was able to hit that elbow extended jumper and loosen up a little bit for the offense. So, nice job.
Well, she's getting congratulations from a lot of friends down there right now.
As well she should. Once again, the final score is 65-56. Madison Central falls. Thank you for watching Madison County Sports Television. My name is Donald Foster along with Doug Sally. We will see you next time for Madison Central basketball action. Good night, everyone.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Prosigns. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at madisonhvacr.com. By calling Madison HVAC you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call.
Hello everybody, I'm David Sullivan.
I want you to watch Madison County Schools Sports Television.
Rosenbaum Communications. Rosenbaum Communications is a full-service television production and media company. We've produced projects and provided services all over the world for such clients as ABC Sports, NBC Sports, CBS, ESPN, Amway International, Time Warner, and many regional and local clients such as East Kentucky Power, Center College, Georgetown College, KET, the Kentucky Coal Association, Keeneland, and the Kentucky School Board Association, and many, many more. Give Rosenbaum Communications a call and let us quote and plan your next media project. No project is too small. Our client list may be impressive, but our service is very personal and budget friendly. Visit our website at rosenbaumcommunications.com. Let us show you how to get started. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCSTV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.